welcome back. I'm Civvie, and we're going to continue driving, listening to the 5 Live, and they're currently interviewing people, or the Star Wars people, the people of the Star Wars, and we're driving from Dijon to Poznan. I don't know, I don't speak Polish. I assume it's some swear word, I don't know. Anyway, let's get going. We're about halfway through this drive, so if you want to watch the first drive, just check out the episode before this. For the first part of this drive,
Hydraulic door on me.
here we go.
How painful?
How painful? Compared to what? Compared to what?
Apparently we got some Han Solo going on here.
No, not actually. But it happens swiftly.
Chewie, we're home.
Spoilers!
Hey, you, Chewbacca, how
Fuck.
was it getting back into the costume?
Absolutely fabulous. It really was. You know, you got there, you knew what you had to do, you get on.
This guy's
you
the
do
weirdest
it,
accent.
And you make it the way it should be.
How has Chewbacca aged over the years?
Whoa, spoilers.
Slightly, he's older, but he's still there. He looks after everybody, and he goes wherever it's necessary for him to be.
Do you do the noise?
Where do you come from? I
Whoa,
know all about waiting.
spoilers.
For my family.
She speaks droid? Spoilers.
Daisy Ridley, Ray.
Hi.
You're
Stop
smiling
spoiling
a lot.
stuff. I said there'd be no spoilers. Really. I would consider things that aren't, or that are in the trailers to be in
It
non-spoiler.
was very weird. It wasn't
You can't
like
avoid
a,
them.
Oh my god! It was like, oh my god, and it took a while to kind of come to terms with it. But now it's great.
Because of that,
Now it's great that I got paid.
weren't you?
So much
I'd
money.
just given up my role
Oh,
as a
I work for
barmaid.
Disney.
I was actually unemployed at that time.
Now, why did you quit being a barmaid?
Oh, I'd been there 6 months. I'd had enough, and I was auditioning for this. I was like, there must be an acting job out there for me.
How good a barmaid were you?
I was actually really good. I know I enjoyed it.
Secret to pulling a good pint?
No swirling. Do a proper head.
Ray, how important a character could she be? Because when I was watching it, I was thinking,
Have you seen it?
Last night, I was
Oh.
thinking, I want my nieces to see this. She's
Well, then I think that displays exactly how important she can be. It's a very exciting time for young women to have someone like Ray to look up to.
Now you could be challenging for being the most famous actor in your family because your great uncle was
Arnold, who played Private Godfrey.
big Dad's Army
I
fan,
tried.
are you?
Yeah, and I'm very excited that
I
Michael
tried.
Jordan is playing Private Godfrey in the film.
Oh no!
J.J.
Fuck!
Abrams, director of Star Wars. The reviews came in.
This video's
Happy
getting
about it.
monetized by
I'm enormously
Disney.
relieved,
Shit.
that people are enjoying the movie. The goal
There's
was
no
not
escape.
to have everyone like it, which is never possible, but just have someone like it. So we're thrilled that some people are.
You're
This
getting a
fucking
lot of 5
bus.
stars.
Get out of here,
I
bus.
will only
Beep,
be
beep.
grateful for the rest of my life. That's all.
How much were you allowed to totally set your vision, or how much did you have boundaries to work within?
Well, this was kind of an amazing thing. Kathy Kennedy, the producer of the movie, essentially said this is a blank slate.
And there are homage to the original.
Homage.
Well, we knew we needed to go backwards to go forwards.
Where's
We had to
Gary
embrace
Whitta in all
a
this?
feeling and a time and a place that was very specific in order to tell a brand new story.
Finally, I was just speaking to Harrison Ford. He broke his leg. You broke your back helping him.
Yeah, well, you know, it was a crazy situation, and luckily we both came out relatively unscathed.
I'm thirsty, so I'm gonna drink this large cup of water.
There we have the cast of Star Wars. On the weekend, it has become the highest grossing film of all time in a week in the US. After midnight, I'll be speaking to 2 men I suspect have not seen it. Charlie Wolf and the Bishop are here for the papers, and I've been speaking to
Who?
David Beckham about his views on the FIFA scandal and why it's easy to be a role model.
FIFA scandal. What? Not again.
Breaking news and the best live sport. This is BBC 5 Live.
It's midnight on 5 Live.
Oh, it's
and I'm
midnight.
Colin Patterson.
The main news on 5 Live, a big night for tennis at the BBC
Oh,
Sports
tennis.
Personality of the Year
Great.
ceremony.
And Liverpool are without a win in 4 games after defeating
Oh, I'm kind of
Watford.
hungry. Maybe I'll make a cake.
This is BBC 5 Live.
Ooh.
Time for the news with Charlotte Bangbala.
Andy Murray has been named the BBC Sports Personality of the Year for a second time. Last month he helped Great Britain win its first Davis Cup title in almost 80 years. The Davis Cup team also won Team of the Year. Here's their captain, Leon Smith.
I hope that what has achieved here for tennis, which is of course the sport we love, is that we get a really lasting, meaningful legacy from this.
Rich white
make
people.
Sure that everything we do moving forwards into next year is as much about on the court,
playing rich white people sports, tennis,
great sport as we can.
Coach of the Year
golf.
went to the Northern Ireland manager Michael O'Neill.
You're not a coach at all without your players, and we may not have the greatest players in the world. Great players to work with, and they represent Northern Ireland. They come from both sides of the community. They're proud to play for Northern Ireland.
All three people from Northern Ireland clap at once.
Dealing with delays through the Channel Tunnel. Passengers using Eurotunnel are facing a wait of around 8 hours, and Eurostar services are also affected by an earlier track fault. John Keefe is from Eurotunnel.
This is an issue that
I'm
we've
going
got
to
to
need
take on the
to
chin.
switch
We're
lanes
doing
here.
what we can to get people away as quickly as possible. Try not to make things any harder than they already are. And so if people don't travel tonight because they don't want to join the queues, then please come along tomorrow and we'll get you away as quickly as we can.
A 15-year-old boy has died after being stabbed in the
Apparently
West
I cut
He
that
was
guy off
found
a little
in
hard.
Smethwick in the
Also, I
early
don't need to
hours
be in
of
this
Sunday.
lane yet. Fuck.
Spain's Conservative Popular
Fuck the
Party
rules.
has won the most seats in the country's general election, but has lost its majority. Nearly all votes have been counted. The Socialist Party's in second place. A baby who was born 12 weeks early, so her mother could be treated for a rare and aggressive form of cancer, has died.
No
Heidi
shit.
Lachlan was diagnosed after getting pregnant with her third child. She gave birth to Ali Louise earlier this month. Our reporter Fiona Landon has been following the
12 weeks a little early.
I had a long chat with Heidi today. They are so devastated. She was doing everything she could to save her daughter. She was risking her life. She was, you know, she's got 2 young boys, so the whole way through this she's been put in awful dilemmas, and she was desperate that, you know, her daughter was going to live and then she was going to have this treatment to try and save her life.
The boss of Air France says he is willing to press charges against those responsible for planting a fake bomb on a plane.
I don't think you have to press charges.
Landing in Kenya after it was found in a
I'm
toilet.
pretty
A
sure
number of
that,
passengers have been questioned.
you know,
Motoring groups want better
that's part of the
enforcement
government's
of the ban
thing.
on drivers using mobiles
It's
behind
not
the
cool to
wheel.
do that.
This after the government said it wanted tougher penalties. Fines could go up, and people might have to be given more penalty points. These people are in
penalty
Manchester.
points. Not my PP. I need that to cast spells.
Then it's not on the road.
We saw people on the motorway this morning doing exactly the same things, just driving along. I just think it's very dangerous.
I use my mobile phone in the car on a regular basis, but purely through hands-free.
Hugh Rosencroft has the sport.
Thank you. Quique Sanchez Flores dedicated Watford's 3-0 win over Liverpool to their amazing fans as the Premier League newcomers moved to within a point of the top 4. Elsewhere, West Ham and Swansea finished goalless. In the Championship, Brian McDermott began his second spell in charge of Reading with a win over
How long
Blackburn.
we got? 6 hours.
Wins
Jesus
2 for
Christ.
Leeds United and
It's a
Sheffield
long drive.
Wednesday. It's been
Sorry.
announced Pep Guardiola will leave Bayern Munich at the end
And by
of the
sorry, I
season.
mean
He'll be replaced as manager by
filling
Carlo
content.
Ancelotti. In Derby Union's European Champions Cup, Ulster kept their hopes of quarter-final qualification alive by beating Toulouse. Leicester Tigers kept up their 100% record with a 17-6 win over Munster, whilst Clermont
I do wish there was
thrashed
kind of
Exeter
more to do.
Chiefs 42-10. Fast bowler Steve Finn took 4 for 34. As England bowled out South
I should
Africa
probably
8 for
put some mods or
136
something
on
into
the
this
first
game.
day of their warm-up match in Pietermaritzburg. And you can hear live American football
Sorry,
over
sir.
on 5 Live Sports Extra right now as Seattle host Cleveland.
This is BBC
Why would I want to watch
5
that?
Live on
Listen to
digital,
that.
online, smartphone and tablet.
Showers easing by dawn with a bright start ahead for most of the UK. A rainy morning in the northwest, spreading throughout the UK by afternoon, highs of 13 degrees Celsius.
BBC 5 Live.
It is a decade since the last Star Wars film, but the money machine has never stopped working. With the release of The Force Awakens, 5 Live
God
takes a look at the
damn
full
it!
force of Star Wars
Song!
and how a film
Can't
changed
escape it!
business.
You've got outer space, you've got science fiction. It's just an absolute dream for the toy industry.
It took some categories like action figures and blew them out into sales that we'd never seen before.
The full force of Star Wars. How a film
The
changed
full
business.
force.
Available now on the BBC iPlayer Radio.
They will see the
Across
full
the UK.
power of our
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
loot.
It's Colin Patterson here
Hello,
until
Colin
1 o'clock.
Patterson.
I'm delighted to say this is my first ever paper review with Charlie Wolf and the Bishop Stephen Lowe.
And it may be your last as well.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We've lost the radio.
Well, because Charlie, we normally only ever speak about once a year when I'm doing the Oscars, and we argue.
Yeah, that's right,
We argue from 5,000 miles away.
You'll have to forgive me. I read the Bishop's tweet all wrong. I thought it was the Bishop who said he wasn't going to be because he was still not feeling well, and you were going to be playing the part of the Bishop. And I thought, how can he do that? No one can play the part of the Bishop.
No. So
what we really want to know, Colin, is did you enjoy the film?
Yeah, I did.
Stop talking about fucking Star Wars, please.
Just because it was at the premiere and it was all exciting. I was about it beforehand, but it's really. It sort of pays homage to the first film. It's very like it's almost.
There's no escape.
I'm going on Boxing Day and looking forward to it.
I can give you a bit of an exclusive, Colin, if you want. Here's an entertainment exclusive that you don't even have. You know Darth Vader, you know the whole thing with the breathing?
Yeah.
You know where he got it from?
No.
Well, they don't call him the heavy-breathing bishop for nothing.
What? Are you going to see it, Charlie?
I hope to, yes. Yes.
I don't know what that
planned
means.
Immediately, but yes, I do plan to.
But it is incredible, isn't it, how different it is now? Just the hype around it compared to 1977.
Very strange that they're using the word hype, but okay.
The studio didn't even think it was going to be a hit. Do you remember it opening?
I sort of.
Oh yes, I do. Yeah. I do.
I was in high school. I was just finishing up.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they were always onto a winner with it, because I think that sort of movie with space and new figures.
I'm gonna hurt some people's feelings.
The figures can be replicated as toys, makes it something that's attractive to kids and grown-ups as well.
Star Wars is fine.
The characters were always people with whom you could, easily identify the force of good and the force of evil, which is always very important in movies. You're quite clear on whose side you're on.
Have you ever used it in a sermon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, plenty of them. The force be with you was often. We won't go into the alternative.
That was my guess. Good. You're gonna have to sleep soon.
Because this may bring in more converts to the Jedi
Keep
Church,
going.
Jedi Church.
No, we're sufficiently skilled that we can bring in Star Wars references in most sermons. I think.
You're going to be showing up as Darth Vader when you preach your next sermon.
Well, we dress up enough anyway. We don't need Darth Vader costumes.
Do you have big black robes? Yeah, I'm thinking so. Listen, Charlie and Bishop Stephen Lowe, we're going to be hearing a lot of them in the next hour. But first of all, we're going to be hearing from David Beckham, because he's been telling me
not
that
talk
football
about
is too
fucking Star Wars.
Permanently affected by the
It's all
FIFA
you can
scandal.
talk about
He says
anything
that
else.
we need to,
I don't
and
care
will
what it
change,
is,
but
just
he
not
insists
Star
the game
Wars.
will not suffer
Please.
long-term damage caused by what he says are individuals who think they are bigger than the sport. I was speaking to him at the launch of his latest documentary. It's called For the Love of the Game. In it, he plays 7 games of football in 7 continents in 10 days, with the climax at an all-star game at a capacity Old Trafford the day after the Paris attack. So hear what Charlie and Bishop Stephen make of David Beckham. After
Don't
we
take
hear
that out,
from the
fart.
man
Don't do it.
himself.
It's a
And
trap.
The aim of the documentary was all about trying to draw attention to the sport's ability to change people's lives.
I've travelled around the world.
That sounds legit.
That I've played with.
I should watch
and
more
I've seen how the game,
documentaries.
certain players,
Documentaries.
how the teams, change
I gotta
people's
change
lives
lanes
when
here.
there are things going on in their lives that are, devastating their families and their communities. So I've seen that, and I wanted to showcase that as much as I could.
The climax is at Old Trafford, and it happens the day after the Paris attacks, which must have affected so many of the players involved, because it was France v Germany, that game that was happening in Paris the night before. How did it impact on that whole day?
I think that the fact that the game went ahead, the fact that the fans turned up, 75,000 people turned up, families, young kids, grandmas, grandpas, parents.
There we go.
The fact that these people showed up for this game the night after.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch out my controllers, unfortunately.
Unity, I felt. Obviously,
sad.
logistically, we had a few players that obviously pulled out for.
It's also the week after Christmas.
Is
it New Year?
But we.
The fuck day is it?
We wanted to make sure that the game went on, because it was a sign of how powerful this game, and is, and how it can bring people together.
Did it come close?
Yes, it came very close.
How close?
It was discussed that morning. and it could have been taken out of our hands. You know, obviously, the police and
it's not giving me what I want.
The people that were discussing the fact that the game would maybe go ahead, might not go ahead. I think it was close to actually being cancelled, but thankfully it wasn't.
This is all about, the title says it, for the love of the game, showing the positive signs that football.
This is difficult. You should not use your phone while driving.
Around the world. What have you made of what's going
It's
on?
about
FIFA?
the 6th or something like that.
Time.
Oh god, it's raining.
And
Oh god.
A little bit of last year.
I'm scared.
On the governing body side, the game is always positive.
I don't know.
Because
it apparently, I think it might be 2016. I'm not sure.
That's not changed, but obviously, what's gone on in FIFA.
Is it 2016 yet? I don't know.
That has been a negative.
If it is, welcome to 2016.
The game
I'm
hasn't
Civvie.
been affected by that because it's too powerful.
We're gonna keep making boring videos. That's the sound you're gonna make watching our videos.
Talking about the corruption and about the football and about the game.
Up,
in the
up,
same sense.
whoa, sir.
Thankfully, things are going to change. They need to change. There's no way that this game can be tarnished by individuals and individuals that think they're more powerful than the game, because they're not, and they never will be. So
whoa, sir.
Is the game will continue to go on and will continue to be as popular as ever without certain individuals, and that will have to change, and that will change.
So why don't you use your
But
phone while
it's
driving,
nice
man?
to see that this game
Suing that guy.
You were so involved in the 2018 bit. Did you have any inkling of what was going on?
No, not at all. I come away from that, and people have asked me that exact question.
By this time, I will have found out
since we made our bid. And
if
my
I got
answer to
headphones
it
for
is
Christmas.
I was so proud to be part of something.
Pretty sure I did.
And so
But I'm doing
proud
this
of our
before
bid
that Xmas time, so
anything else that has gone on after
spoilers.
that, or
I
during
don't stop
that, doesn't affect
and then
it.
record this
We did
another
what
time.
we
I just do the whole
we
drive
put
at once.
a strong
I know I've ruined your idea of
proud.
what split screen is.
And you know, Russia, I'm sure.
But really,
they
if this
will
is
host a great
the new
World
year,
Cup. You know,
I think we need to have a meeting
that
of these split screen people and figure out what we want to do
should
this year.
stay exactly how they
What's
are.
our goal?
You know,
We need a
those
goal
decisions were
of this
made.
year.
The
That's
World
not
Cup
like
has
get
always been
subscribers,
about
because we got that.
having
We
it in
got
countries that have never had
last
it
time I
before,
looked, we
Russia's
had
never had it
51 of you people.
gonna change
You
that
wonderful,
country.
wonderful
It's gonna
people
change people's
made the
lives
terrible choice
with, you know, jobs coming up and with the help
to waste your time
of
watching our
sport.
videos.
So, you know,
To that
that should stay.
I thank you
But
very much.
What's gone on around, you know, the governing body is the things that should change.
Something is
Last
stabbing
two.
me in the head.
The film, the documentary
Once
presents
we
you
stop,
as a role
I'll fix my
model.
headset.
It's tough for sportsmen as role models. There's been so much talk about Tyson Fury this year. Is it getting tougher for sportsmen as role models?
I don't see it as tough. You know, it's a
dancing.
simple job to be a role model. You know, you have to.
Oh.
Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone says things that they regret. Everyone does something throughout their career or throughout their life that they look back and think, I wish I hadn't have done it. I wish I hadn't have said that. But it's about the future, and it's about how you react to certain situations. And I feel
Let's go
that
sleep.
throughout my career, there
Fuck,
have
I
been
just dropped my
things that
controller.
I've regretted. There has been things where I think,
Oh, look,
maybe
it isn't
I shouldn't
raining
have done
anymore.
that. Maybe I shouldn't have made that tackle. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But it's
See,
it's what happens.
my
It's
headset
what happens
broke.
when you're passionate about sports,
Astro
what happens when
A40s
you're passionate
are not a
about winning.
tank, but they broke, so I
Sometimes there are
repaired it.
situations that you put yourself
I also
in
had
that
to
you don't
repair
want
the
to be in and
wire,
you shouldn't have. But
I repaired it.
You know, being a role model is,
So.
you know, as a father myself, being a role model is the most important thing, because kids watch exactly what you do.
$731,000.
And they want to be, you know, that person that they're watching. I was the same when I was 12 years old. You know, I looked at Brian Robson and thought, that's the player.
Damn
I
it,
wanna
low
be. I
pressure.
wanna wear the same shirt. I want to do the same things. And when I went to the training ground to watch him, I watched everything that he did. So role models are so important, and we're lucky there are so many great role models around the sport.
And one last football.
I never
one
really
as well.
had a role model.
2016,
Whoa,
a lot of
sir!
fans looking forward to
Holy
the Euros.
shit.
Wales in the same group. ethos.
I mean, as an England player, ex-England player, as an England fan,
it's a beautiful, beautiful day.
When you play against,
oh, a lot of people coming in for without jobs.
These games are games crowd, so it's going to be such an exciting competition.
Jonathan has leveled up.
I love
Yay!
I love that. He's such a great talent, and I'm glad he's at a club like Real Madrid because to get to experience.
Kind of wish there was a button to lower my window so I could hear all this outside noise all the time. Jesus Christ, it's busy. 4:30. Wherever I am. Am I in Poland yet?
Champions
I
League
don't think I am.
Madrid, which is one of the things that is most important to the fans in Madrid. So he's a great guy.
When we find a spot to go through, start going.
It's something that they enjoy doing.
Please don't make a big collision here, Mr. Mini Cooper.
They've got other passions, so I think at the end of the day, I just want them to do something that they're passionate about.
What's next for you?
Next for me? Well, I'm looking forward to Christmas, obviously. I love
Come on.
And taking care of the kids.
Why it's got to be so busy?
David Beckham speaking about the Republic game, which is
go Mini Cooper, go! Do it!
December at 9
Wait for this
PM.
fucking
Stephen
bus.
Lowe, interesting what you're saying there about it's easy to be
I think it's fascinating.
Go, 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 go.
Affection for David
Go, 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 go,
throughout
go.
the world. I vividly remember when he was at the height of his footballing skills, going to a very remote hospital in Namibia at the time when the HIV/AIDS epidemic was probably at its worst, and going into the corner of a big ward, a very poorly sort of equipped hospital, and there was a bloke at the end of the ward, and he was wearing a red Manchester United shirt. He was dying, and he had the name of David Beckham on his back, and I was able to sit down and talk to him about Manchester United and David Beckham, and that link between me coming from Manchester, as I was living then, and this guy in a remote part of Africa dying of HIV/AIDS was David Beckham. And in a way, that's the important thing that he has done. He's brought the sort of spirit of football.
The spirit of
throughout
football,
the
yes.
world. And he is a role model because of the way he's actually raised the game, if you like, from the tawdry stuff of FIFA to something which he is trying to bring the best of it throughout the world. And you can also see
toll roads?
in some of the African villages,
Fuck.
People gathered around the televisions, often in the sort of little bars that they've got, and they'll all be gathered round watching the Premier League with a knowledge and a passion which probably competes very well with most people in Manchester, dare I say it.
And
so it.
I was gonna say, can I go through that?
No. America wanted David Beckham so much. They said if he was an MLS player for a few years, he could then open his own franchise in Miami. How famous is he in America?
He's probably done for the game what Desert Orchid did for horse racing in this country. For a lot of people like myself who didn't necessarily follow racing, but you knew who Desi was, or you knew who Milton, the show jumper, was. I remember
I don't know who any of those people are.
One year,
horses.
And I got to stand in the ring with Desert Orchid and Milton. They were both in the same time. Somewhere there's a picture I got of it. And Beckham is the same thing. And what's also interesting is you think about
maybe I just don't.
Beckham,
I don't get sports.
Without getting into particulars, obviously years ago he had some peccadillos. He made some mistakes in his life, in his personal life, but it's not so much the mistakes, it's what you do afterwards. And you notice how he's transcended that, and he's he worked and redeemed himself, if that's the proper word to use. And you think of him as a nice guy. He's just an all-around nice, happy.
Turning that flicker off, man.
It's
tough.
For people even like myself who don't.
One day I'll get me a wheel.
Just as a second thought,
fucking John M. Get your shit together,
a lot of these
sir.
Players, and I'm sure it must be hard because many of them probably come from, I don't know, say working class or sort of backgrounds, and all of a sudden, because of a talent, an innate talent, they find themselves thrust into the limelight. They're making money like they've never seen before. they're getting cars and everything thrown at them, and women and what have you. So I'm sure
don't throw women at people.
It must not be easy in those sort of respects to necessarily.
Those women have things to do.
Is watching your every move, and everything's coming your way. So, and I don't know how you handle that. Bishop probably knows better than I would what the advice would be.
I think you're going to say because he's getting the women throwing themselves at him.
Oh yeah, I mean.
I wish. No, never mind. Bishops don't get women throwing themselves at themselves in quite that way, Charlie.
Yeah. So let's go through the newspapers. What stories have been?
Yay, Victor A. Thanks for bringing me in $300. I can almost fuel my vehicle once.
I think there are a number of important stories.
Okay.
I think
that's why we have lots
both
of people.
The Telegraph and the Metro have got this important story about 30 million payouts for ruined rail journeys left unclaimed, which is quite an interesting story for the very many commuters and others who suffered. What it's basically saying is that the consumer group Which is going to launch a super complaint demanding the rail regulator investigate the fact that a very small number of people, actually only a third of all passengers entitled to make a claim, actually do make a claim for late running of trains. As a result, the rail companies...
Wait, what? You can make a claim because your train's a little late?
Was that not the fault of the people?
That's not cool, bro.
Well, it isn't. It's actually... I think it's fair to...
I can give you a personal example on this one. My wife, about a year ago, was on a...
That was the most American thing I think I've ever heard someone do.
The train was delayed.
No, wait, no.
For so much money, it had to be used on another ticket within 6 months. Well, in our case, and I know ours is, not that unique, but, pardon me, we didn't have need for a train, so we just basically lost out. We weren't going to take a train ride for the sake of taking a train ride, but you got six months to spend, and I'm sure there's a lot of people,
we're almost there.
OAPs that go once a year somewhere that aren't going to use a voucher.
Yeah, exactly, and it should be in cash, and they should distribute the forms to passengers at the time, rather than leaving it to passengers to have to ask for a form from the ticket office or from the guard, wherever it might be, the train manager, or having to do it online. Why aren't they issuing the forms as people leave the trains when they are over the half hour?
So what taxes are for?
Them there, able to fill them in straight away, or even distributing them on the trains themselves pretty well. It's not good enough, and I think it's good to see the Consumers Association, the Which magazine, actually once again standing up for the consumer who is ridden roughshod over by these train operators.
I'm never quite sure if I qualify or not. If you've not booked, if
Whoa.
you booked an open return,
there's a car in front of him,
and you are on your return journey and it's really late, so you've not specified which train you're on, can you claim that?
Of course you can. It's quite clear. It's got to be, if it's delayed by more than half an hour, you're entitled to compensation.
Assuming that you've taken that train, you're expecting, you're taking the 5 o'clock train because you're expecting it to get in at 7. So it seemed to me you would, but that is part of the problem. No one knows, and I mean, I can't remember now how it was with my wife when this thing happened. I have a faint recollection that someone gave her the form, otherwise she wouldn't have known about it. Is the bishop was saying,
Yeah, but the poll also suggested that just 35% of passengers record having been informed of their rights after a cancellation or delay. 35%. Now, Colin, that is not good enough, and and I think the rail regulator
we're almost there.
Bring the train
fucking construction going on in Poland. Stop this.
Near how bad the Sarnies are these days.
Are you a good complainer in general, Charlie? If you're in a restaurant, would you complain?
I usually don't complain too much. I'll tell you, the Bishop's a great complainer.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
He was down here one day. He was down here one day. We were both in this studio here in London, and once again they called us to do the preview of the papers at 10:30. And usually, they give a call and we stand by, and then we get a call saying, "Nope, sorry, we're not doing it. Stephen's run over." And the one time he was down here, and all of a sudden,
Sir, drive faster. Oh, we discovered
It's the Bishop here.
Poznan.
And I'm like going, I didn't know you could do that. It's like, This has got to stop. I'm sick of this.
Well, I'm glad we got you on time today.
Very unbishoply.
Colin, he's actually developed. The problem remains that certain members of the Five Live staff are wind up the bishop merchants.
Okay.
And my dear friend Charlie is also wind up the bishop merchants as well. You, Colin, unlike Stephen Nolan, have got a gentleness about you.
I've not wound you up yet. I've got 35 minutes. 35 minutes to do it. Charlie, pick a story.
35 minutes? No, we just got to put our truck away, and we'll be done for today. I like these guys. These guys are alright.
This morning, wasn't it, with Liam Fox? Times has got the same.
I kind of wish we had talk radio like this. But no one cares here.
And this is whether
no one will listen to
this.
this.
Different angles on this. Whether the government can publish a dossier as they're planning to do prior to
the
vote on the EU.
Like just straight news.
The piece in the Times is essentially saying that listen, he's going with a begging bowl and he's not going to get what he wants. So this is the usual.
All right. Now we're here.
That's been going in, and I you know, there was the
synchronizing my progress
on the news saying that ministers should be allowed.
Excellent. Yeah.
Cabinet. What's the term when all the cabinet?
The whip.
No, when everybody in the cabinet takes the same position.
Oh, responsibility.
Yeah, cabinet
we did it.
That's what I thought it was.
We just got 2% more damage on our truck. We learned some things about Star Wars, some things about. Apparently, you can like get money if your train is late in the UK. Something I didn't know. We learn something new every time we take a drive on the 5 Live Drive. Here with Civvie. Check us out next time, whenever that is. I don't know if it's the new year. Happy New Year. If it's not the new year yet, happy New Year eventually. I'm Civvie. Signing out.